Hello, in this lab of 187 from AWS reStart, I'm going to demonstrate and also explain about this working with AWS CloudTrail. So I'll just quickly explore the contents and I'll also start the lab. Okay, yeah, these are the contents. I start the lab. So now here, I'll also meanwhile explain about the activity overview. Here, this the objectives of this, yeah, the lab is getting started. The activity objectives are, we need to configure a cloud trail and then analyze the cloud trails by using various methods to discover a relevant information. Okay, and also we are going to import the cloud trail log data into Athena. Athena is a kind of database, and we'll also try and learn about how to run queries to filter the Athena log entries. And finally, we'll also resolve the security concerns, okay, within the AWS account on the EC2 Linux instance. Okay, so objective of this lab is basically, like you can see, that in task 1 we are going to see the website which is looks very normal. In task 2, when you have created a CrowdTrail, you notice that the website has been hacked. So you can see that the images are getting replaced in that part of the hack involved. In task 3, we will explore variety of methods to analyze the CloudTrail logs. Of course, this you need to know about the Linux. And then in task 4, we will also explore Amazon Athena to search the CloudTrail logs. Finally, once we discover the culprit, we will remove the user access and then also to take steps to reduce the chances that the AWS account is now safe and working across from the website will be hacked again, to take all the precautions. Let me just wait till the lab is explored. So this is task 1. We are going to go through this task 1 first. So now the lab is ready. Let me explore by pressing this AWS. A tab is opened of your AWS Amazon console. I'll also try to duplicate this session. Okay, so one I'll be using for EC2, that is the first one. Yeah, so here from the EC2 you can see this, we already have a cafe web server. You can see this particular one, a cafe web server. So this is my cafe web server. We also have a hacker instance. We will identify later. You see this one in this instance. This is the security group. You can see this one. You have about the port number 80, which is running. Okay. So please explore this one. This is your security group. Just copy the security group. This is your security group. I'll also make a note in my what we call as a this is my cafe web server. So this is my security group is FG. Okay, public IP. Just make a note of these observations. This is my public IP. Okay, fine, fantastic. So in inbound rules, you see only the port number 80. So we'll edit inbound rules and add the port number 80 for my IP address. So how do I do that? Go to security and select your security group, modify the security group, edit inbound rules. Okay, add a rule. I mean, select your SSH and of course my IP. I give only to my IP only. Say the rules. Right, fantastic. So now this instance has a cafe web server. You can even go through the IP address /cafe to see your website functional. Yeah, this is functional. You see these diagrams. See, this is a normal behavior of the website, cafe website. Okay. So with this, yes, our task 1 is complete. So let us understand about task 2. How to create a CloudTrail log and observe the hacked website. So after a few seconds, what happens is that maybe we can understand later that this website will be hacked. Okay, so just understand this CloudTrail. I'll select this one. This one is instance, and the other is your what we call as I'll use this as a CloudTrail now. Okay, here I'll select this CloudTrail. Okay, I select this CloudTrail from the services. You can even go through that and choose the trials. Yeah, you can choose the trial. You see this one, trials, and create a trial. So the trial name is monitor. Create a trial. The name I can enter as monitor. Yeah, and then I can say create a bucket. So I will give this name as maybe some name. Okay, so create a new S3 bucket. I'll remove this one and say something like monitoring, maybe a number. I'll give some number, maybe 53710 something like that. I give any number, any random number. Okay, which you should remember that. So this hash represents it. So for KMS alias, enter the KC KMS. This is the value. Otherwise KC KMS followed by KMS. KC KMS you can enter this particular one. Yeah. And then you can create a trial. Next and create a cloud trial. So leave all the other things, CloudWatch logs and other things defaults. You say next. I think there is something which is left. There is a space. Remove the space. It should create. So next. So here you can say log event space next and review and create. These are all management events. Yeah. Say next, review, and say create. So this creates a trial of monitor. So now in task 2.2, observe the hacked website. So here you see this one, the monitoring is done. Okay. Now let me just do some kind of here. Just try to refresh this website. If it doesn't, just wait for some time and maybe you can say shift with so and so. You should see after a period of time. Okay. The website is should show some other symbols. Yeah. Return to the browser where your cafe site. You need to wait for a full 1 minute before the hack occurs. So once this is done, just wait for some time. So in this management console, you should see this figure who has hacked the website. That is our criteria now. So you see now when I start refreshing, the website is hacked. You see a different picture here. Now it is our time for us to investigate from the trial. So that is our exercise now. So it's up to you to figure out who has hacked the website. Very interesting project now. So now in the AWS, browse to your EC2 console service, go to cafe. So here, this particular web security group, right? I'll just try to show you, refresh. You see this one? There is someone who has modified the security group. You see this one? Earlier I had given only my IP. But now you see 0.0.0, someone has logged into the server. You see this one, someone has given permission and logged into the server. We need to investigate now a little bit deeper. Okay. So from this cafe server, someone has changed. You could see that. That is task number 2. So who has added the security hole? You can search the CloudTrail log to figure out. That is our exercise. Task 3, analyzing the CloudTrail logs by using grep. So connect to the cafe server by using EC2 instance by using SSH. Let us log in. So in my details, I will just download the PPK keys. Okay, this download I have downloaded. So this is my IP address. Yeah, I will also, what I do is I'll just run this Linux. I have my public IP. Yeah, this is my public IP. I log into this cafe instance. So I'll use this connection as 30, maybe SSH, sorry, expand this SSH auth. The key has already been downloaded, yes, and say open, accept EC2 user. So this is task number 3. You can see, yes, I have logged into the server. You can see all these things, logged into the instance. And also, this is for Mac 3.2, not required. 3.3, download and extract the CloudTrail logs. So I'm going to create a directory called as ctrail logs. Okay, so just do that. Yes, I have created a directory. I go to this directory. Okay, so let me try. This already CLI is configured. Let me try listing of the buckets. Yes, it has listed. There are 2 buckets, cafe image and also monitoring, which I have created now. Monitoring 5.537.101. So now let me just copy this particular one. So I want all the bucket information which has been collected from monitoring to my local folder. So here I do this particular one. Instead of monitoring, the bucket name should be proper. Okay, I'll say 537101. So that is the number which I have given, right? And say dot. I mean copy all the CloudTrail logs into my local directory for further analysis. So I'll do the same thing in Windows. So yes, by issuing this command, yes, it has copied all the things which are there. So I can recopy once again. So once it is copied, you can see this one. There are all your files. You can go to this folder, AWS logs, and of course your files, folders. Go, just press tab to whichever directory it goes. Yes, please go. Yeah. And finally, you have landed up into a folder called as 04. That is the date when you have created. So just expand this one. This is a JSON zip file. So you can say GNU zip. Okay, 928. Okay, the complete one. Yeah, you can see that the folder has expanded to JSON file. This is a normal JSON file. You can view this file also using 928 so and so JSON. So it is exactly looking like this. Otherwise, you can say tail 9 to last 10 lines. You can see all the 10 lines which are there. This exactly it looks like the file. Okay, okay. So this completes your task 3.3. Now let us. This is a good time for us to analyze the zip, analyze the log files. So here you can have this cat. We did that. You can also use this particular one. I mean, for using Python. Okay, this is the next step, which is under analyze 3.4. So how do I do that? I have the file, a long file name. I'll use this command, cat file name pipe python -m with json.tool. So I'll use the same thing. Yeah, you see this file. Let me say cat 928 so and so, and you pipe with Python JSON tool. So it will come in the JSON format. Yeah, this is in the JSON format. It has realigned using this particular one. So the standards should look something like this. Okay, so now what I do? Yeah, consider that you want the target to search. So this is your IP address. Okay, that is the web server address, and this is the one 34.219 so and so. That's okay. So now just define this IP address as your web server IP, and then we can run this tool once again. So I'll just take this particular one. So please ensure that your web IP address is correct. So this is your IP address. You are defining this IP address. I'll just minimize your IP equal to, and just define the IP address. So this is a variable which I'm defining. So after defining, then I can run this command ls so and so. Copy, grab your source IP, done. Right? So it will display. It is a for loop basically. you can see this particular one. It will filter out wherever your source IP address is available. You can easily trace out. You see this one? Now I can really understand that there is someone who has entered into my system. See, I know that my IP address is 34.209, yeah, 34.219, something like that. This is my IP address, right? But there is some other IP address which is 49.37 who has entered. So I could trace that there is some new IP address which has been identified. Only the JSON lines of the source IP has been identified here. Note that there are several log entries in the trial source IP was the cafe. So run similarly a structured document where the command returns with event name. Let me identify the event name. Okay, using this particular one. Right. Yeah, I can see various kind of events also. So I can also understand by seeing this particular one, someone has, this has a simple describe the instances and of course, describe the volumes. Those things are all okay. You can see the describe host, the policy status, some things, what all the events has been really been accessed. This is how we can understand about the events which has been used. Right. So this defines about 3.4. Now let us analyze the logs using this CloudTrail command. Okay. So here you can see this CLI reference page also in a different page. Yeah. So this is your CloudTrail available commands. We'll go through that. So now in 51 point, lookup events. So let me go through various events related to, I will scroll to example, okay. Yeah, the results indicate that there have been no console login events. So from the console, there is no activity. That's what he means to say. However, there are other ways to modify. So he has not done anything through the console login. Let me see other things, how the hacker really modified the events. This is point number 52. Yeah, I could see several models, something in the results. Yes, you could see discover search results. Okay, so I can see. Let me narrow down the search. Resources, web service security group, EC2. Yes, use information is gathered. So now run the command to find out the security group. Okay, let me narrow down further and echo the results. Okay, just copy as it is. Yeah, let me see this. Okay, this is the security group ID. This is the security. Now use the security group ID. I'm just copying this one. SGID. This is the one. Okay, single security group ID has been found. Let me go with further command return with the commands. So this has already been identified now. This is 54. So with the help of this security group, whatever the activities which are there, I'm figuring it out. You see this various kind of actions from the log itself, right? So now let me analyze using this Athena, which will be very much sophisticated. So what I do here, I just duplicate this one. I mean this one, and I will go to Athena. Okay, so in services, I can use this Athena. A deeper analysis we will do. Let me create a uh, so here from this CloudTrail, from here itself, CloudTrail, the services menu, event history. Yeah, go to the event history. I'm just closing all these events. Yeah, you can see various activities which has been performed. Various activities. These are the event history, right? Normally it stores for the last 90 days, but still you can see all the events which has been performed from the beginning. Yeah. So notice that this event history has all this event name and resource type. So from the event history, click Athena table. So here, create an Athena table. I do that. So here, this is the structure. So here, choose this storage location as the bucket which I have already used, which already I have created as 3107. Yes, take a moment to see the table. Yeah, please understand this one. Create external table, event version string, all the, I mean structure, user identity structure, okay, type equal to string, and also ARN is a string, account ID, still more, invoked. So these are all the things which are getting exported, session context, event time, okay, source, event, all the various kind of activities like your resources, event type, recipient, and all these things are there. So once after analysis, what you can do, you can create a table that completes 4.1. Yeah, successfully created your Athena table. So now analyze logs using this Athena. So let us go into the Athena dashboard. Okay, the advantage is so here if you are not already into the Athena Explore Query Editor. Okay, Athena Query Editor. I'll just duplicate this one and go to Athena. This is a database service. Okay, query data from S3 using SQL. Okay, so I'm in 4.2. So Athena Query Editor. Yeah, I'm already into the query editor. So just select this explore query editor, then it should display. So here you see this one. This is the exploration. Click your, this is your monitoring. You see all the structure which you have defined over there, created. It is here, the table, same thing. Okay. So in the tutorial screen, if anything happens, yes, click X to exit. And in the left hand side panel, you should see all these things. Okay, plus and all this. Yes, we have gone through 63. Start setting up by query results. I'll query certain things which I can filter out, which are not things which are required. Choose settings followed by manage. Okay, and the menu bar in the right hand side phase, you can just say view settings. Okay, and say manage. You see this bucket, you can select the bucket slash results. So I'll select my bucket, browse. I can say the Athena monitoring bucket and say no. I'll choose this one, and also I will add results so that I'll keep all these things in a different folder. You see this one, he mentioned the same thing, results, and replace monitoring with the name of the bucket you created. Okay, I did that. The results, and say save. Okay, and say save. See, same thing and nothing else. Okay, so you should see this queries in this particular folder. All right, set the okay results. This is done, and select the editor table. Go to the query one panel. Select the editor table. This is my editor table in this panel. Yeah. So select. So this one I need to add into my query table. So I'll just replace this 537101. Okay, and you can start run. Okay, once you have this one and say run, you should see some results at the bottom. So here now there are no results. I just say run. There are a lot of results which have come across. You see this one. Since you have kept a limit of 5, it has shown all the limit 5. These are all the values which has come. All right. So now you can focus on user identity. I want to select some of the fields: user identity, event time, event source, event name, and a request parameters. So I create this one and limit equal to 30. That is 64 number. I want to run a query in the Athena table. Ensure that you replace this monitoring 537 and run. This time I should get 30 numbers. Okay, I'm bringing out a search which is relevant to my requirement. You see this when I scroll down, you see this whatever username. You can see in broader view AWS student, event name, event source from where it has come. Okay, event name, requester parameters. Okay, and then yeah, these are the various elements we asked for, and there are 30 what we call as records which has come. All right, a deeper analysis. You should be now able to find out who modified the security that is associated with cafe server instance. You see this one, event source, from which source it has come. You can see it has come from, yeah, from logs, key management system, etc., EC2, and even a user, okay, from EC2 Amazon.com, etc. So like this, you can try to, but not completely. We have analyzed, right? So now challenge the identifier. So here, let us ensure there are some tips which are given from tip 1 to tip 6. So here in tip 1, look at the data that was returned in the last command that you ran. Even if none of the log entry details are displayed as a log entry you're looking for, still active. That is an indication of what kind of data of different column. Don't be afraid to experiment running by SQL queries. Choose plus icon for a new query to create a second tab. Let me go through, try filtering out. Maybe event source equal to, I can filter out saying specific event source as, sorry, where, such as where, you are defining the source and trying to query. I'll do that. So maybe I can say after this line, I can say where event source and try to run. So it will display only where event source is. You see this one, EC2 Amazon.com. So from there, the complete details about from where it has come, and that will last 30. So sequence of events which has been demonstrated. Tip 3, you can also remove the limit here. So here I have given limit, so that's why I am getting this 30. I'll remove the limit. So total how many we have, we will get. Yeah, I have something like 100 plus results which has come. The total, you can see this one. From EC2 Amazon.com, this many actions has been taken. You can see even many activities has been performed from the hacker. Okay, yeah, still more to explain about the limit we have removed, and take a look into the data that is captured in the event column. Okay, you can see, for example, where column name equal to some value, you can explore all these things, right? So let me go with tip 6 with so and so username. Let me figure out tip 6 port 22 to the world here. So because he has changed the port 22, I'll explore only the things which are really relevant to port 22. Okay, so here I say, okay, I run this particular one. They are completed. There are hundreds of results which has come. Yeah, this is the event source and event name also. So we are list directories, delete the stack, lookup events, delete trial. Okay, right. So this is tip number 6. So now let us analyzing the hack further and improving the security. Let me check the OS users who has been logging in for the past few hours. Okay, okay. It will tell you the report of the authentication. Yes, you can see that yeah, authentication report who all has been authenticated. This is chaos user has been there. Chaos user. EC2 user is me. but chaos user has been created. So let me identify who is that chaos user. So who also will define who is currently logged in. Who. So I can see that chaos user is already working something on this particular user apart from me. So now let me see how I can really uh, send him. Okay, I want to delete this user. I don't want him. So I say sudo user del -r. I mean this particular chaos user, right? But it won't be because there is a process which is hidden. There is a process which is running. So I need to kill this process first. Sudo kill -9 and 3744 will delete the process. Then you can remove the user. Yeah, I have deleted the user so that the user is now no longer there. So you can also see who should not report the user. So user, this is a precautionary. Precautionary means that again he should not come. So user del, I have done the 70th one and 71. Let me see the password. etc dswd. So yeah, I can say sudo password. Otherwise, I don't have the permission. Sudo cat etc password. Okay, and say grep -v no login. And check who are all the no login users. Okay, there is no chaos login. All right, there is no chaos login. That's okay. That's fine. So task 5.1 is completed. So now update the SSH security. Let me update the security. Sudo ls-l. There is a configuration file which is called as SSH and SSHD config. So there is a file we need to edit. The notice there is a last modified timestamp. You see this one, few minutes back it has been modified. So you see it is now 14:29, 13:54. I mean half an hour back someone has modified this file. Right. So what I do, sudo vi etc and I will make this more secure. SSHD config. So go to line number 61. You can set C number and say 61 line. See this one. Password authentication is yes, means that he is authenticating with the user logged in without I mean SSH. He has logged in using the password mode. So I say I'll keep this one as no, so that he cannot pass, he cannot use. He has to use only the key files. Okay, I'll save this one. Right. So I have done that. Escape key. And of course you have to restart the service. Sudo service sshd restart so that no one can log in. Yeah, it has been restarted. So finally, let me go to the EC2 inbound rules and remove of this 0000. So here, this is my instance. Go back to cafe server. Go back to cafe server, and then what I do, go to security and click the security groups in inbound rules. Edit inbound rule. Okay, remove this added line which is done by the hacker. Okay, we added only this particular one. So I'm removing and saying this will enhance the security only to the limited users. Okay, so that part is done now. Yeah, and fixing the website. The last but not the least, 5.3. So go to images. Yeah, www.html is the place where you have your website and you have a folder called as cafe. So where our website is there, and what the hacker has done at 14 hours, he has created a folder called as images. Okay, so images, right? So what we do, there are some images. So just move this one, especially coffee pastries backup and so, because he has copied something else. So I will do sudo and mv. The original files he has moved into this folder, and we are bringing back to fix this one. Okay, so now let me go back to the cafe and see whether my website is fixed or not. If it is not, just press the shift and also try to refresh so that the website should come back again. Just wait for a minute. Okay, you can see your website return back. Just say CFP, the original one. Should see your original pictures coming back after you make a refresh. So last but not the least, we have one more task, because there is a user which is also created, that is IAM user. We need to delete that user also. So for that, go back to your IAM. Okay, so in services, you can visit this IAM. And just select the users. So we have identified the culprit, and that is the chaos user. So I need to delete that user. Okay, so I delete this user. I don't really require. Just I delete, or I need to press this chaos. Yeah, the account is deleted. Now the website has been restored. You can see the services, everything is done. So nice work. The chaos shouldn't cause any trouble further anytime, anyone, anytime more. So we have now restored our website properly. The website is running as normal, and we have completed our lab. Congratulations. Okay, so delete has been initiated. So once we complete, you can see this end lab. Thank you very much, and bye.